Speaking of wins, this is bittersweet. I was like, damn, that's not a good segue, man. Hell of a segue, man. Speaking of wins, America's fastest woman, Miss Sha'Carri Richardson. I apologize, I got your name pronunciation incorrect prior, but it's Sha'Carri Richardson. It was unfortunate that she was tested for drug usage before going on to the Olympics in Tokyo, and she tested positive for marijuana.
Like a goddamn dummy.
So this is so bittersweet because for me, I don't look at marijuana as a drug. I see marijuana as an herb, something that grows from the ground. But
the cocaine that grows on the ground too.
It do.
I'm just
mushrooms do too, and all that stuff. I understand. I'm just saying when the Olympics are talking about drugs, they're looking for performance enhancing drugs, things that will alter your performance, that will give you a leg up on people. There's been people who tested positive for things and lied and said they had steroids, but they ate something and that gave it to them. My bad, whatever. There was ways around it that when they wanted to get things through. But for her, I just felt that this story was really odd. I felt it was really odd how the narrative of this story was really actually kind of positive, unusual. You know what I mean? So we know that she's not going to be able to do her run, her 100-meter run. But the sentiment in this, what I was getting from the interviews and from the response that she was getting is like, yes, she tested positive for marijuana, but oh my God, she, took it like a champ. She owned up to it. She didn't hide it. We respect her. I mean, from the news analyst to Black Twitter to the freaking president was just like, hey, the rules are the rules, but hey, we appreciate what she did. Even Nike, who endorses her, didn't turn down her endorsement. They were just like, we appreciate her honesty, and we're going to continue to support her. I think that's amazing. I think that's great, but why her? You know what I mean? That's the only thing I'm confused about, because they pick and choose who they want to kill and who they want to let live. And I'm not mad that she's living. I'm just thinking, why are they not killing her compared to some other people that they may kill? You know what I mean? That's what I got from it. I'm happy for Sha'Carri. I'm glad that she didn't lose her endorsements. I'm glad that she's not being, destroyed on the internet right now, because obviously she just lost her mother a week before this. She just became the talk of the entire globe. Everybody is saying her name. You got Drake tweeting about you and shit. Like, that, I deal with anxiety. So I can only imagine the amount of things coming her way, all the emotions, and then boom. You know what I mean? So, like, for her to want to get an escape.
But was it really boom?
It was boom.
I don't think it was boom.
No, as soon as she ran across that line and she broke that record, the whole world was talking about this woman.
She knew that. She's not. Hold on, let's be very clear though, okay? Especially just as a black woman, like, we know we're great. Like, we are expecting it.
But she's 21 years old. She's 21 years old. She's a baby.
Fucking athlete.
She's a baby.
She's been an athlete. When you are growing up in sports, that is the expectation.
Yeah.
Period. You wait and you dream of the day that this is going to be you. And when you see the growth, it's not a surprise. This don't come as a surprise. That girl is cocky as fuck. She knew what time it was.
But that could be overcompensating for, like, other things, though. You know what I mean? And now the world is literally all in your face. Like, I don't know what I would do with that kind of pressure.
You wouldn't know, but at the same time, you are also one of those type of people that's not looking for it nor expecting it, because that's not the lifestyle at which you chose to live. To some degree, she knew. I don't give a fuck what you're talking about, because if I was an athlete or whatever the case may be, like, that's the goal.
But okay, so
that's the goal.
I understand, but so say that we're doing this podcast and then boom, it just goes viral. We get 1 million subscribers overnight. Everybody's hitting us up. It just starts going crazy. Everybody has something to say, and then boom, they look at your past.
We would
like,
be
10 years
surprised.
ago.
We would be surprised. We are not the best, nor like we are growing. No. Like we are growing. Like you know, we literally are seeing the growth. You know what I mean? So we are steadily moving, but we are not seeing these huge. She knows. Like we did not crawl out the womb partying.
She didn't crawl out the room running either.
Yeah, but she's been running for way longer than we have been potting. Now, next year, if our podcast is still at the same level at which it's at right now, that would be a surprise to me. But I'm expecting to see a certain level of growth. As we are growing, I will be talking to my team about what we need to be doing to expect the changes that are getting ready to happen. She's also endorsed by Nike. You have a team. These are conversations. Like right now, with us talking to Will he knows that it's a possibility. He's talking to him and his team differently than what we are. You understand? When it comes to my business and when people are talking to me about investing and stuff like that, I'm expecting these conversations.
I understand.
You understand what I'm saying? You are an athlete and you want to be the best. I want to be the best in this podcasting right now. This year, as of right now, I'm not expecting it. But in the next couple episodes, if we did something that made sense to be on that level of growth, I'll be talking to my team and we will be ready and willing to handle it. At the same time, we already know we see other podcasters that are doing successful. You should have an idea of what the fuck is coming.
Right.
Why are you acting surprised?
Okay, so look at the athletes that are doing it at the peak of their game.
Okay.
Even they are shocked or some level of surprise when they win the ultimate goal because of the odds against you. Even
I'm
though
not
you
saying
train
that
for
we're
it all
not
your
saying
life.
that.
So it's still
She hasn't even
like,
won the.
oh my God,
she hasn't won the medal yet. She hasn't won the medal yet. But the expectation was to get there.
But
she wanted to be an Olympian.
Wasn't something she thought of. It just happened.
I mean, boy, go ahead.
But what?
Go ahead.
Stephen Curry said he didn't didn't dream of breaking the 3-point record.
Right. Well,
it just happened along the way.
Right, but when you keep shooting threes, what the fuck do you think gonna happen when you are trying to be the best? Do you get what I'm saying? Now, if you only shoot layups and you beat the 3-point record, that's fucking surprising.
But
you understand what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck?
You gotta think.
If you a quarterback, you know what I mean, and you get the most touchdowns, that would be fucking surprising. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's surprise.
But I'm talking about the reason why I brought this up is because, yes, she's an athlete. She's trained to be an athlete. She's not trained.
She's trained to be a winner. She's trained to be a fucking winner. And when you win, that comes with attention.
Yes, but maybe she's not
keep making excuses for her black ass.
Attention.
Bye.
No, but like if
Bye.
your job is to run.
She's 21 years old. She grew up in the.
Her job is to run.
But look what generation she's in. Look what generation she's in. Where social media and attention, that is life right now. You can be a celebrity without being a celebrity off of social media. This is a new day.
But maybe that's not what she wanted. I never heard about Sha'Carri Richardson until she broke this record.
She heard of Sha'Carri. Said, know that.
This is my first hearing about it.
Because we don't watch track.
And the whole world now knows about you. And like that, the whole world knows you. That's something that only a few people can actually speak on. You know what I mean? Because like people like Drake. Drake had progression. You know what I mean? These artists have progression. LeBron had progression. This person was in the cut running, and now you're an Olympian. And the whole, not just that you made it to the Olympics, because a lot of athletes make it to the Olympics, but the world just fell in love with you, and you had this high expectation of you overnight.
Because I'll say, I know somebody personally that I went to high school in Kansas City, Maurice Mitchell, who has ran for the Olympics track. Right.
That's
and nobody knows his name.
Nobody knows who he is. But so she became an icon.
But he also wasn't the fastest either.
He was in his time.
At his time.
In his small period of time.
So that's all I'm saying.
We heard about her from the moment that she did it.
I heard about her.
And other black women
from
too.
From the moment of last week, but she's been doing this for years.
Right. I'm saying we're not her. I'm saying from her shoes. When you are trying to be the best, I don't do anything without trying to be the best. Maybe y'all do. Maybe y'all just be trying to do shit half-assed.
No, she wants to be the best at running, but not to be the best at being able to handle this social media pressure and stuff like that and losing her mother. Like, she just maybe did not know.
We as humans weren't built for the...
Yeah, not everybody can handle things a certain way. Her way of handling it was smoking some marijuana to get an escape. That was her way of handling it.
That's what you think. That's what you think. That's what you think. I lost my mother in September. I've been stopped smoking weed. I'm just saying, like, make it make sense to me. Like, I
can't speak on that.
I can put myself in somebody else's shoes, and I can justify.
Because vagina was my escape. When I lost my mom, I turned into a completely different person.
I understand that. I'm saying that to use the excuse. You use that as an excuse. That's a bunch of bullshit. We are in control. I hate when people try to act like we are not in control of our lives as though somebody else is controlling us and telling us, go fuck somebody. Okay, I'm going to go fuck somebody. That's not what the fuck happened.
No,
Austin made the decisions. Coping mechanism. Keep making up shit because we have words for them.
I mean,
because we have words for
mechanism.
them. Because we have words for them. At the end of the day, it's you. You can go to therapy and be sitting there with the therapist and be like, you know what? No. You make what you want to work for you based off of the decisions that you're choosing. Come on. I'm just saying, like, I'm just a real person. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it sounds good. Coping mechanism. Sounds good. It sounds good. But it's not adding up to me.
Well,
especially when you're 21 years old, you grew up in social media. Like, this is what they live for. 9 times out of 10, most people that have social media platforms, they dream of the day of going viral.
But maybe she doesn't. I'm just saying, maybe she's
hair
not
like
the
that,
one.
nails like that, lashes
But
like that,
judging,
with your ass on the track.
We're prejudging.
With your ass
we're
on the
judging
track.
the book by its cover.
With
We
your
can't
ass
do
on the
that.
track. Come on now. With the cockiness of her interviews. She's very cocky. Very cocky. Very.
Let's also not forget too,
Very.
that
And I'm
she
with it. Don't
lives-
get it fucked up. I like that shit. Don't ever get it fucked up. I like that shit. But with that being said, that let me know that you already know what time it was.
So I mean, hearing you is saying like you have so much respect and you love this person so much for what she was able to do, how she did it, and what she looks like. You were let down by this because you felt like she should have been able to handle this better. Like, you know, if you're going to be an athlete, the rules are the rules. You knew what the rules were. You should have just been able to handle not smoking until you got that fucking Olympic medal and then smoke some weed.
Period. We're adults. We
I-
make decisions. That's what life is about. Life is about the decisions that we make.
Right. But at the same time,
And
she
you
owned
are
up to
an
it.
adult.
She didn't run from it.
Ooh, keep making excuses.
But it's
for
not an
dumb
excuse.
shit like that.
She's literally saying, I'm not making an excuse. I did something.
No, I'm saying
shit.
we're making excuses for her making this. Like, she did everything she was supposed to do. I'm saying how we're handling, like, we acting all shocked and all this bullshit. Keep coping mechanism, all that. Bitch, you smoke weed, you like to smoke weed, cool. I done got cool. It is what it is. That's really what it boiled down to.
Yeah.
That's what it boiled down to.
I think also too, like, you know, she's in Oregon. You know what I mean? And with her being in Oregon, everything is legal over there. So, like, it's kind of like if you're used to doing this, I don't know. It's. I was very I was disappointed in hearing this. I really wanted to see her run.
Me too.
Unfortunately, it looks like she's not going to be able to run her 100 meter, but she might have the possibility to run in the relay race.
And what is that about? Why is that okay?
Because what they did was they gave her, when you get positive marijuana, the rule is that you sit out for 30 days. And her 100 meter comes within that 30-day period.
Oh, okay.
And then after that, but there's another race that she qualified for that's outside of that 30-day limit. So she may be able to run for that. They're pretty much saying that she probably will be able to run for that because so many people want to see her, perform. And then you also have a lot of people out here asking to boycott the Olympics and saying that we shouldn't support them because of this and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, we had this conversation off air, and you can bring it up here. I think you were right about this. We did not make the rules of the Olympics. We decided that we wanted to go to these Olympic Games.
About we, people of color.
People of color wanted to go to the Olympic Games because this is where the best of the best athletes, or what we were told, go when they want to prove something. So when you go into somebody else's house, you got to go and abide by their rules. Unless you have your own house that you want to invite people over and prove and do your thing, that's what it is. You know what I mean? So it's as simple as that. I know a lot of people actually was in support of what Joe Biden said, or what a lot of other people say, like, yo, the rules are the rules. I like the way how she handled her situation. Hopefully she might be able to run this other relay race. She might be able to qualify next year or whatever, or do whatever she needs to do. And we move on, you know what I mean? So it's unfortunate we're not going to be able to see her do what she was, wanted to do. But, this is where we live in. This is the Olympics. All right. Moving on. If you didn't have anything else to say.
Not a damn thing.